From K2 News, this is breaking news.
We begin tonight with a live look right now at the ICE facility in South Portland. Our crew's keeping an eye on it as things continue to develop down there. And we do have breaking news when it comes to that very facility. A federal judge temporarily blocking the Trump administration from deploying the National Guard into Portland. Thanks for joining us today for this special edition of K2 News. I'm Thanvi Verma in for Barry Mangold. The pause on the National Guard will technically last 2 weeks. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield says he'll keep asking for more pauses until the judge can reach a final decision. This comes after President Donald Trump called for the deployment of the National Guard to protect ICE agents in the ICE facility in South Portland. However, a federal judge sided with the state of Oregon and the city of Portland, ruling that the level of activity outside the ICE building does not merit the deployment of the National Guard.
Today's ruling halts what appears to be the president's attempt to normalize the United States military and our cities.
As the judge noted in her decision, we provided substantial evidence that the protests at the Portland ICE facility were not significantly violent or disruptive in the days or even the weeks leading up to the president's directive.
Since mid-June, the Department of Justice says they've charged 28 people for federal offenses committed at that ICE building. Those charges including assault of federal officers, failure to comply, and depredation of government property. And shortly after the decision came down, the White House gave us a response, reading, President Trump exercised his lawful authority to protect federal assets and personnel in Portland following violent riots and attack on law enforcement. We expect to be vindicated by a higher court.
Today they've been launching various colors of chemical thingies, firing stuff at the crowd. It's been kind of wild. I have not actually seen the feds use that level of ordinance before 4 p.m. ever in the last week.
Tensions continue to rise outside the ICE building in South Portland, where it appears several arrests have already been made today, and protesters have continued to clash with ICE agents. Let's get right to K2's Jennifer Singh, who joins us from outside that ICE building. And Jen, you say things look a little bit different tonight?
Hey, lady with a Newsroom.
They absolutely do. So we have people on both sides this evening, both for and against the ICE agents here. But let me get out of the way so you can see. We had several officers and troops who have come out of the doors just moments ago, where we did see at least 2 people taken inside. And it may not look like it right now, but like you said, things did look a bit different today. There are maybe about 200 people in the area right now, and it was actually just within the last hour and a half, 2 hours or so, that the street has opened back up. But as you can see, they are blocking it off. They're saying to prepare for cars and trucks to come through. And of course, there were some pepper balls that were just deployed earlier. And throughout the day, we've seen protesters, like I said, shutting down the road completely from South McAdam Avenue all the way to South Moody. And we have not seen that yet, with protesters actually guiding traffic. That seems to be the biggest source of conflict here. There were a lot of times a loudspeaker would come on overhead, either with a message from Portland police or from a federal agent asking people to clear the road. Portland police adding that anyone who does not follow that risk faces arrest or even force if justified. Our crews have also seen now at least 5 people appear to be arrested throughout the day, including one person who was an organizer of a peaceful march that ended at the ICE facility earlier this afternoon. They say when roughly 300 people stood outside the building, they were almost immediately met with retaliation, including tear gas and pepper balls. And that crowd was made up of people of all ages, including children, elderly, and even pets. We caught up with Holly, who was arrested during that conflict, and she was released about 4 hours later. Take a listen.
My first reaction when being detained, tackled onto the ground, and hogtied and put in handcuffs was anger. Anger at what these federal troops are doing in our city, what they're doing to peaceful protesters and people who are standing up for their community. We were sitting in there with chemicals covering our clothes, and they would not get us like other clothes to change into. So we're all in there coughing and hacking because they use chemical weapons on us in the street, and yet we're stuck in a cell where we can't even change.
Now, Holly did tell us she was charged with trespassing on federal property and would be following up on her case. But one last time, I'll let you guys take a look for yourself. Tensions are rising. There is a big crowd. But for now, I'll toss it back to you live in South Portland. Jennifer Singh.
Great work, Jennifer. We'll see you back at 11. And for more up to our coverage, you can join us at 11 p.m.